You are not losing authority because you are not smart enough. You are losing authority because you are too comfortable, and comfort does not make you stable. Comfort makes you predictable. Predictable men get managed. You can feel it in small moments. In a meeting, your boss says something unfair. You want to push back. You feel the heat in your chest. Then you soften your voice. You add extra words. You try to sound reasonable. You explain yourself. You smile. You want to keep things smooth. You think you are being professional. What you are really doing is surrendering your frame. You are asking to be approved. The room can smell it. You can feel it at home. A woman tests you with casual disrespect. Not screaming, not dramatic, just a slight dig, a comment that questions your competence. You laugh it off. You try to be easy. You tell yourself you are mature. Then you start doing more. More reassurance, more explanation, more gifts, more attention. You think comfort will stabilize her? Comfort does not stabilize attraction. It stabilizes her power over you. You can feel it with your family. Your mother calls and pulls you back into her anxiety. Your brother needs help again. Your friend drags you into another long conversation where you become his emotional trash can. You say yes because saying no feels tense. You want peace. You want to be seen as good. You want to be liked. You tell yourself you are a strong man because you endure it. You are not enduring. You are complying. You were trained to be helpful. You were trained to be agreeable. You were trained to be the smooth man who keeps things comfortable. You were not trained to be powerful. You were not trained to tolerate discomfort. You were not trained to hold silence without explaining. You were not trained to be the one evaluating rather than the one being evaluated. Machiavelli understood this. He did not worship comfort. He worshipped leverage. He did not confuse kindness with strength. He watched how power actually moves. He watched how men gain authority and how they lose it, and the men who chase comfort always lose it the same way, slowly, quietly, with a smile on their face. The illusion you live under is simple. You believe comfort ensures stability. You think that if you keep things calm, you will keep your position. You believe that if you avoid tension, you will avoid conflict. You think that if you are easy to deal with, people will respect you. That is not reality. That is training. That is softness. That is authority decay. Here is the reality. Authority is built on discomfort tolerance, not suffering for attention, not drama, not aggression. Cold tolerance, the ability to hold a line while your body wants to escape, the ability to say less when you want to overtalk, the ability to let people feel tension while you stay still. That is power. In this video, you will see 6 psychological reversals, 6 power shifts that separate a man who is managed from a man who is respected. Most men will not finish this. They will feel exposed. They will try to argue it out in their heads. They will tell themselves it is too intense. That is their comfort addiction protecting itself. If you leave, nothing changes. You stay controllable. You stay approved. You stay safe. And you stay small. If you stay, you separate from the herd. You stop being trained by other people's emotions. You stop being led by the need to keep things manageable. Put your phone face down and listen. If this hit you, write, "I am the strategist" once in the comments, just to mark the day your mindset changed. You think comfort makes you stable. What it really does is make you available, and availability is not a value. Availability is supply. When you are always available, you teach people that your time is cheap. You teach them that you can be interrupted. You teach them they can call you, test you, delay you, and you will still be there. That is not loyalty. That is you being placed on a shelf. Watch it at work. The comfortable man replies instantly. He stays late without being asked. He joins meetings that have nothing to do with his role. He says, "No problem," even when it is. He wants to be seen as a team player. He wants to be safe. He wants to be liked. Then something happens. A promotion opens, a new project comes, a high-status role appears. They do not pick him. They like the man who is harder to access, the man who does not jump, the man who can say, "I cannot do that," without shaking, the man who does not chase approval. The comfortable man is confused because he worked harder. He did. He just worked harder to reduce tension, and reducing stress is not leadership. It is a submission with extra steps. You accepted their frame. The frame was, your value is your convenience. You stepped into their court. You became the one who proves he deserves a seat. You handed them authority because you acted like you needed permission to exist. Machiavelli would call you naive, not because you are weak in muscles. Because you are weak in leverage, you traded scarcity for comfort. You traded distance for approval. And distance is the beginning of authority, not distance as avoidance. Distance as control. A man with authority is not always reachable. He is reachable on his terms. He does not apologize for having priorities. He does not flood people with explanations. He does not behave like a servant. He behaves like a judge. And this is where men panic, because being a judge feels cold. It feels tense. It feels like you might lose people. Good. Let them feel that fear. Your fear is the chain that keeps you obedient. In relationships, this is even more brutal. The comfort-seeking man tries to secure the bond by making everything easy. He over-communicates. He over-gives. He over-adjusts. He constantly checks the emotional temperature. He thinks he is being loving. He is being governed. You have seen it. A woman goes quiet. Instead of staying calm, he chases. He sends 3 texts, then 5, then a long paragraph. He explains his intentions. He explains his feelings. He explains his day. He offers reassurance before she asks. He tries to remove her discomfort. He thinks he is fixing the connection. No, he is proving that he controls the pace. He is proving her silence moves him. He is proving that her approval is his oxygen. He is proving he cannot hold tension. Silence is a weapon, not because silence is cruel, because silence forces the other person to imagine. Silence creates pressure. Silence creates uncertainty, and uncertainty creates respect when you can hold it without collapsing. When you chase comfort, you run from silence. You fill the space. You talk, you plead, you negotiate, you explain, and every extra word is a confession. It says, "I'm being evaluated." It says, "I need you to agree with me." It says, "I do not trust my own position." You accepted their frame. The frame was, your job is to maintain emotional comfort. You stepped into their court. You became the one who maintained stability. You handed them authority because you acted as if their mood were the law. Machiavelli did not bow to moods. He observed them. He let other people's emotions reveal their intentions. He did not rush to fix the tension. He used tension to see who was loyal and who was opportunistic. If you want authority, you stop treating discomfort like an emergency. You treat it like information. Here is the reversal. What feels good is weak. What feels cold is effective. The comfortable man thinks warmth creates loyalty. It does not. Consistency creates predictability. Predictability creates exploitation. The world does not reward predictable men. It uses them. You need to understand the hidden economy around you. Attention is currency. Time is currency. Emotional labor is currency, and you are paying with it to buy the illusion of stability. You are buying peace. You are buying smoothness. You are requesting purchase approval, and the price is your authority. There is another place where comfort destroys you. Boundaries. Most men do not fail because they cannot set a boundary. They fail because they cannot tolerate the discomfort that comes after setting it. You tell someone no. They push. They act offended. They raise their voices. They call you selfish. They question your character. They bring up the past. They try to make you explain yourself, and you fold. You soften the no into a maybe. You add reasons. You add apologies. You start negotiating. You start proving you are not a bad person. You start trying to repair their feelings. You think you are being fair. You are being trained. People do not push boundaries to understand you. They push boundaries to locate your weakness. They push boundaries to see what works. They are running tests. Every test you fail becomes a rule in their mind. When you over-explain a boundary, you turn it into a debate, and debates have judges. When you debate your boundary, you are telling them they are the judge. You are telling them your no requires approval. You are telling them you can be argued into compliance. You accepted their frame. The frame was your boundary is negotiable if I apply pressure. You stepped into their court. You handed them authority because you volunteered for the trial. Machiavelli understood trials. He understood the courtroom energy of social life. He knew that the man who defends himself too much looks guilty. The man who over-explains looks uncertain. The man who cannot hold a simple line looks controllable. A boundary is not a speech. A boundary is a wall. Walls do not explain themselves. Walls do not argue. Walls exist. The discomfort you avoid is the discomfort that builds power. When you set a boundary and someone reacts, your job is not to calm them. Your job is to remain still. Your stillness is the signal. Your stillness is the dominance. This is where softness ruins you. Softness is not kindness. Softness is the inability to withstand pressure. Softness is the reflex to make everything comfortable. Softness is fear wearing a friendly mask. At work, the soft man lets people dump tasks on him. He does not want conflict. He becomes the solution guy. He becomes the yes man. He becomes reliable. And reliability becomes his cage. They do not respect him more. They demand more because he trained them to. In your family, the soft man becomes the peacekeeper. He absorbs drama. He mediates fights. He pays for other people's mistakes. He becomes the emotional sponge. They call him strong. They do not treat him as strong. They treat him as applicable. In relationships, the soft man becomes the provider of comfort. He is always available, always validating, and always smoothing. And then he wonders why she does not look at him with hunger. Hunger is not born in comfort. Hunger is born in scarcity. Hunger is born in uncertainty. Hunger is born in uncertainty. Hunger is born when you cannot fully predict a man. Now you might fight that. You might say, so I should be cruel. No, cruelty is emotional. Cruelty is reactive. Cruelty is weakness dressed as aggression. This is not cruelty. This is control. Control is calm. Control is measured. Control is silence when silence is needed. Control is distance when distance is required. Control is the ability to let someone be uncomfortable without rushing to rescue them. This is where the Machiavellian lens becomes permission. No permission to hurt people, permission to see the truth. The truth is that people respect the man who can withstand tension. They do not respect the man who runs from it. There is another reversal you must see. Comfort-seeking makes you explain. Authority makes you state. Look at how you talk when you feel challenged. Someone questions you. Someone doubts you. Someone throws a sarcastic comment. Your instinct is to defend. You start giving context. You start giving the story. You start proving your intentions. You begin justifying your actions. You try to make them understand. That is not communication. That is pleading in disguise. When you explain under pressure, you signal that their judgment matters. You signal that you're trying to earn a verdict. You signal that you accepted their role as the evaluator. You are being evaluated instead of evaluating. Power flips when you stop defending and start assessing. You do not answer every accusation. You do not trace every misunderstanding. You do not correct every disrespect. You decide what deserves your words. You want to know what high-status men do. They let low-status behavior hang in the air. They do not rush to fix it. They do not rush to clarify. They do not rush to be understood. They let the other person sit with what they said. They use silence like a blade, not loud, not dramatic, clean. A colleague tries to blame you in front of the team. The comfort-seeking man panics. He launches into a defense. He talks fast. He shows emails. He explains timelines. He tries to win the room. And the room watches him scramble. The man with authority pauses. He looks at the colleague. He lets a quiet second pass. Then he says one sentence. Clear. Flat. That is not accurate. Then he returns to the agenda. Now the colleague is the one who feels exposed. Now the colleague must escalate to keep the frame. And escalation makes people look unstable. The calm man wins because he never entered the emotional courtroom. Machiavelli would recognize this instantly. He would not call it confidence. He would call it governance. He would call it control of perception. The one who looks calm under pressure becomes the center. The one who overreacts becomes the subordinate. This is why comfort addiction is lethal. Comfort addiction makes you overreact to discomfort. It makes you fill space. It makes you chase approval. It makes you try to be light in real time. And being light in real time is the fastest way to lose respect long term. You want to be understood. Authority wants to be obeyed, not with violence, with presence, with consequences, with the silent understanding that your standards are not negotiable. Another reversal is even darker. Comfort-seeking makes you predictable in conflict. Predictability makes you easy to manipulate. People learn your patterns. They learn that you avoid confrontation. They learn you hate awkwardness. They learn that you cannot stand silence. They learn that you will apologize to end tension, even when you are right. They learn you will overgive to repair discomfort, even when you are being used. Once they learn that, they can steer you like a leash. A friend cancels at the last minute again. The comfort, you say, all good. You do not want to seem needy, but you also feel disrespected, so you hold it in. Then later you act passive-aggressively, or you disappear, or you overcompensate. You are not honest. You are not firm. You are just trying to escape discomfort in different ways. Authority is direct. Authority is not emotional dumping. Authority is not a long conversation. Authority is one sentence delivered calmly with a cost attached to disrespect. If someone repeatedly cancels at the last minute, you do not argue. You do not lecture. You change access. You reduce availability. You make scarcity real. You make value real. Scarcity is not a trick. Scarcity occurs when your time is actually valuable to you. Most men cannot do this because they are addicted to being included. They fear social invisibility. They fear losing the group. They fear being alone with themselves, so they accept disrespect to keep access. That is softness. That is the pain you carry. You call it loyalty. It is fear. Machiavelli would not comfort you about it. He would call it a weakness of spirit. He would say you are letting the desire to be loved sabotage your ability to be respected. And when respect fades, love becomes unstable anyway. Because love without respect becomes management. You see it in marriages. The man tries to be nice. He tries to be safe. He tries to remove stress from her life. He becomes predictable. He becomes agreeable. He becomes a comfort object. Then she becomes restless. She starts testing. She starts pushing. She starts looking outward and not always cheating. Sometimes it's just emotional withdrawal. The man begs for clarity. He wants reassurance. He wants comfort. He is addicted to the very thing that is killing him. He does not understand moral inversion. What feels loving is often weak. What feels cold is often stability. The stability she actually responds to is not comfort. It is structured. It is leadership. It is the feeling that her mood cannot move you. Another reversal. Comfort-seeking makes you trade standards for harmony. Standards are the spine of authority. You say you want a peaceful life. Fine, but you cannot have peace without enforcement. Peace without enforcement is surrender. It is people doing what they want while you smile and call it maturity. Standards create friction. Standards create tension. Standards create moments where someone will not like you. If you cannot tolerate that, you do not have standards. You have preferences, and preferences do not command respect. Look at your workplace again. People talk over you, they ignore your messages, they submit late work, they take credit, they cross lines. You say nothing because you do not want to be that guy. You want harmony. You accepted their frame. The frame was calling out behavior is worse than behavior. You stepped into their court. You became the one who must tolerate disrespect to prove that you are mature. You handed them authority because you let their comfort outweigh your standards. That is why you lose authority. Your standards do not exist in the social reality. They only exist in your head. And standards that do not affect access are fantasies. Machiavelli would tell you the same thing he said to every ruler in reality. Mercy without strength becomes weakness. Leniency without consequence becomes an invitation. People do not stay in line because you are nice. They stay in line because you are consistent and because they believe you will act. This does not mean you become loud. Loud men are often weak. Loud men need attention to feel powerful. Quiet men with boundaries do not need noise. They need clarity. A standard is not a threat. It is a condition. If someone violates it, you do not explain it again. You do not argue. You change their access. You remove the reward. You stop investing. You let them feel the cost. And yes, they will accuse you. They will call you cold. They will call you harsh. They will say you changed. Of course you changed. You stopped being trained. Now you are going to see the most critical reversal of all. Comfort-seeking makes you seek approval. Authority comes from refusing authorization. Approval is the drug. Approval is the leash. Approval is the invisible collar around most men's necks. You want to be seen as good. You want to be seen as fair. You want to be seen as reasonable. You want to be seen as a nice guy, but not weak. That combination is a fantasy, because nice in social reality often means manageable. Every time you seek approval, you lower your status. You are telling the other person, you decide my worth. You are telling them, please validate me. You are telling them, your acceptance is my stability. And the moment someone senses that, they adjust their behavior. They test you, they push you, they delay, they withhold, they use silence, they use micro-disrespect, they use jokes, they use subtle rejection because they can feel you will chase comfort to get back to neutral. This is the attention economy. People pay attention to what they fear losing. They do not fear losing a man who is always there. They do not fear losing a man who begs to be understood. They fear losing access to a man who can walk away calmly. Distance creates authority. Silence creates fear. Scarcity creates value. That is not romance. That is not cruelty. That is social physics. Machiavelli did not build power by being emotionally transparent. He built power by controlling perception and controlling access. He understood that people follow strength because it simplifies their world. Strength creates structure. Strength creates certainty. Comfort addiction creates chaos because it makes you inconsistent. One day you are calm, the next day you are resentful. One day you say yes, the next day you disappear. People cannot trust that, so they do not respect it. The man who tolerates discomfort is consistent. He can say no without explaining. He can be silent and not panic. He can maintain eye contact without filling the space. He can let someone be upset without becoming their therapist. He can leave a room without making a scene. That consistency becomes authority. Now, let us make it real with a situation that happens to almost every man. You set a boundary with someone close to you. Maybe your girlfriend, maybe a friend, maybe a co-worker. You say calmly, "Do not speak to me like that." Simple, clean. They respond with a common tactic. They reverse the roles. They say, "Wow, you are sensitive," or "I was joking," or "You are being controlling," or "I cannot say anything around you." That is frame warfare. They are trying to make your standard look like a flaw. They are trying to make your boundary look like insecurity. They want you to defend yourself. They want you to explain. They want you to prove you are not the villain. If you fall for it, you lose authority instantly. Because the moment you defend, you accept their frame. You stepped into their court. You were being evaluated instead of evaluating. You handed them authority. The move is simple. You do not defend. You do not explain. You restate the standard. You keep the tone flat. You do not chase their understanding. You do not chase their comfort. You let them sit in tension. Most men cannot do this. Their nervous system begs for peace. Their mouths start moving. They start softening the line. They begin adding reasons. They start apologizing for the boundary. That apology is the crack. That crack becomes the door. Then you are managed again. This is why hardening builds power. Not because you become violent, because you stop leaking authority through emotional weakness. You might ask, what if I lose people? You will. You will lose parasites. You will lose opportunities. You will lose the people who benefited from your softness. You will lose the ones who enjoyed your availability. That is not a loss. That is the cleanup. The men who are respected are not always liked. They are clear, and clarity creates enemies. Fine. Enemies are proof that you have a boundary. Now let us go deeper into the mechanism. Comfort addiction makes you confuse peace with safety. Absolute safety is not peace. Absolute safety is deterrence. Deterrence is when people do not try to attack you because they already know the result. They know the cost. They know the standard. They know you do not negotiate your spine. Peace without deterrence is temporary. It is calm before disrespect. That is why comfort-seeking men experience a decline in authority, not in one dramatic collapse. It decays in small concessions. One apology you did not owe. One extra explanation. One time you laughed at a disrespectful joke. One time you accepted being interrupted. One time you accepted being kept waiting. One time you paid for something you did not want to pay for. One time you listened to nonsense because you did not want to be rude. One time you chased a woman's attention when she withdrew. Each concession teaches people how to treat you. You do not get respect because you want it. You get respect because people feel your standards. They think you're still. They think your willingness to create distance. They feel your ability to walk away. You want to know why the comfortable man becomes invisible. Invisibility is what happens when people can predict you. When your presence costs you nothing to lose, it has no value to keep. You become the background. You become useful. You become the guy people call when they need something, not the guy people look at when decisions are made. And once you become a utility, people start managing you. They manage your time. They manage your emotions. They manage your reactions. They feed you small rewards to keep you compliant. A compliment here, a small smile there, a thanks, you are the best, after they drained you again. And because you are comfort addicted, you accept the reward. You feel relief. You keep going. You stay controlled. Now we move into the part most men hate, the consequences. If you keep seeking comfort, your authority will continue to decay. People will tolerate you. They will not value you. They will keep you around because you are helpful, not because you are respected. They will invite you to things when they need a stable, agreeable presence. They will exclude you from things that matter because you bring no edge, you get no threat, you get no gravity. At work, you will become a dependable worker, not a leader. You will be given tasks, not power. You will be asked to help, not asked to decide. Your opinion will be considered and then ignored. You will be thanked and then bypassed. In relationships, you will become the safe option, not the desired one. You will be the man she trusts to do chores, not the man she fears losing. You will be the man she vents to, not the man she submits to. You will feel the shift in her tone. Less softness, more entitlement, more testing, more quiet disrespect that you pretend not to see because you want the comfort of the relationship more than the authority inside it. With friends and family, you will become the emotional landfill, the reliable ear, the wallet, the mediator, the fixer, and when you finally break, they will act surprised. They will say, "You changed." They will say, "You are acting differently." They will say, "What happened to you?" What happened is you finally felt the cost of being comfortable. Social invisibility is not random. It is earned through softness. Loss of leverage is not bad luck. It is traded away for peace. Being managed instead of respected is not because the world is unfair. It is because you made it easy to operate. Now contrast that with the man who hardens. Hardening is not anger. Hardening is not cruelty. Hardening is refusing to leak. When you harden, your silence becomes heavy. People speak carefully around you because they cannot read you easily. They cannot pull you into their emotional storms. They cannot bait you into explanations. They cannot drag you into their court. Your distance becomes authority, not cold withdrawal, but controlled access. People value what they do not entirely own. People respect what they cannot casually reach. Your scarcity becomes valuable. You do not respond instantly. You do not cancel your plans because someone else is chaotic. You do not overcommit. You do not overgive. You do not overtalk. You do not flood the space with validation. You let people earn your attention. And yes, this creates fear, not fear of violence, fear of losing access, fear of disappointing you, fear of not meeting your standards. That fear is respect in its raw form. People behave when they feel consequences. People behave when your approval is not cheap. This is not a game. This is realism. Machiavelli permits you to accept what most men deny. People respond to power. They react to leverage. They react to the man who can tolerate discomfort. They do not respond to the man who tries to keep everything comfortable. Comfort does not ensure stability. Comfort ensures decay. Comfort trains everyone around you to treat you like a soft surface. Soft surfaces get pressed. Soft surfaces get shaped by other hands. Hardening builds power because it stops you from being shaped. When you stop chasing comfort, you start seeing clearly. You know who respects you and who uses you. You know who stays when you set standards and who disappears. You know who only liked you when you are compliant. You know who tries to shame you when you hold a line. And you stop negotiating with shame. Shame is one of the main tools people use to control men. They call you selfish. They call you cold. They call you insecure. They call you toxic. They call you difficult. They are not diagnosing you. They are disciplining you. They want you back in your old role. The comfort-seeking man obeys shame. He rushes to prove he is good. He rushes to be understood. He rushes to fix the mood. He rushes to restore smoothness. The strategist does not rush. You hold your frame. You do not accept their labels. You do not step into their court. You do not hand them authority. You remain the evaluator. That is the core shift. You stop living like you are being graded. You start living like you are the standard. Now you are going to feel resistance inside yourself. Your body will crave comfort. Your mind will search for excuses. You will want to justify your softness as kindness. You will want to call your fear empathy. Do not lie to yourself. The world is full of men who call their compliance virtue. They are still controlled. This is not about being heartless. It is about being unmovable. You can still care. You do not bleed for approval. You can still be generous. You do not bribe people to stay. You can still be calm. You do not chase peace at the price of respect. You want a simple way to test whether you are comfort addicted. Notice how often you explain yourself. Notice how often you apologize. Notice how quickly you respond. Notice how fast you try to fix tension. Notice how often you say yes when you mean no. Notice how often you accept other people's frames. If you do those things compulsively, you are not a free man. You are a managed man. Machiavelli would not pity you. He would tell you to accept reality. He would tell you that power is not given to the agreeable. Power is taken by the disciplined. Power is held by the man who can tolerate discomfort without collapsing into performance. Now we bring it together. The comfortable man loses authority because he worships stability. He worships smoothness. He worships approval. He thinks comfort protects him. Comfort exposes him. It makes him easy to read, easy to pressure, easy to shame, easy to use. The hardened man builds authority because he can hold tension. He can let silence exist. He can say less. He can be misunderstood without panicking. He can be disliked without bargaining. He can set a boundary and let the other person react without rescuing them. He can create distance without guilt. That is power. You do not need to announce it. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to brag. You do not need to threaten. You need to stop leaking. Now here is your real-world challenge. One challenge, simple and brutal. The next time someone pushes you, do not explain. Do not defend. Do not rush to repair the mood. State your position in one sentence, then go quiet. Let the silence do the work. Let them feel the discomfort. Let them reveal themselves. Hold eye contact. Hold posture. Hold stillness. If you cannot do that, you are still comfort trained. If you can do that, you are building authority in real time. If you want more clarity like this, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe if you are serious. Share it with the man who still believes comfort makes him stable. If this hit you, write "I am the strategist" once in the comments, just to mark the day your mindset changed. Now stop begging life to feel easy. Start moving like the man who does not need comfort to stand.